Carter sacrifice fly had made it 1-0 Padres, Dickie Thorne came up in the bottom of the 4th inning and grounded this ball to shortstop. Roberto Alomar made a horrible throw to first base, enabling Dale Murphy to score the tying run and making it 1-1. Then in the top of the 5th inning, Bip Roberts came up and hit this deep drive between Von Hayes and Lenny Dykstra. Dennis Rasmussen mowed it all the way around second base and scored. After Von Hayes bobbled the ball, Bip Roberts went to third, and it was a 2-1 Padre lead. Then, in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the score still 2-1, Randy Reddy came up and came through versus Dennis Rasmussen, singling to center field. Charlie Hayes came around from second base to score the tying run. In the top of the 8th inning, with the score still 2-2, Benito Santiago hit what looked like was a home run, but it hit off the very top of the wall. Von Hayes played the carom, and Santiago went into third base, but overran third and had to get back and just barely beat the play. The score stayed tied 2-2 going into the bottom of the 8th when John Kruk came up against the Padres' Greg Harris. Harris grooved the fastball, and Kruk doubled to deep center field, scoring both Randy Reddy and Von Hayes all the way from first base, making it Phillies 4, Padres 2. Roger McDowell then closed out the 9th inning by getting Tony Gwynn to ground to first baseman John Kruk, who beat Gwynn to the bag. Final, Phillies 4, Padres 2.
At Shea Stadium in New York, Frank Viola and the Mets hosting the San Francisco Giants in the top of the 1st with a man on third. Viola strikes out Kevin Mitchell for his 2nd out of the inning. At the bottom of the 1st, we'll see a nice play by Mitchell, who just signed a 4-year contract extension with the Giants. Darryl Boston with the single to left field, and Mitchell with a nice throw to second to get Boston for the out. In the top of the 3rd, Kevin Mitchell involved in another play. He hits a ground ball that shatters the bat. The barrel of the bat almost hitting second base umpire Jerry Crawford. In the bottom of the 3rd, Tim Teufel makes it 1-0 New York. He leads off the inning with his 7th home run of the season on the first pitch of the inning by Don Robinson. It's 1-0 Mets. For Teufel, it's his 20th RBI of the year. Will Clark tied this game up at 1 apiece in the top of the 5th with an RBI single. And in the top of the 6th, Matt Williams leads off for the Giants with his 27th home run of the year. Shot to left field that just eludes Kevin McReynolds' glove, and it's 2-1 Giants. RBI number 98 on the season for Williams. In the top of the 7th, watch this pitch by Frank Viola, so it doesn't even go near home plate, his 2nd wild pitch of the game. In the top of the 8th, Kevin Mitchell makes it 3-1 San Francisco. He hits a solo home run to left field. This is his 31st home run of the year, and the Giants are up 3-1. But in the bottom of the 9th, the Mets come alive, scoring 3 runs with 2 outs after Darryl Strawberry was intentionally walked. Kevin McReynolds will single to center field off Steve Bedrosian. Greg Jeffrey scores, and that ties the game up at 3 apiece. Howard Johnson would drive in the winning run. The flare to right field that drops in front of Mike Kingery. Strawberry crossing the plate, giving the Mets the 4-3 win. Frank Viola, the winning pitcher, he's 17-9. Steve Bedrosian takes the loss. He falls to 6-8. The Mets are now just a half game behind Pittsburgh in the National League East. Eddie Murray and the Dodgers in Montreal Friday night. In the top of the 1st with 1 out, Eddie Murray hits a ground ball to Spike Owen. Mike Sharpison gets caught in a rundown between 2nd and 3rd. It's Owen to Tim Wallach, back to Owen. Chris Nabholz tags out Sharpison, but Stan Javier scores, and it's 1-0 LA. For Murray, it's his 78th RBI of the year. This Montreal fan trying to get things started for the Expos, and it works in the bottom of the 4th with runners on 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. Delino DeShields with a sharp ground ball right off Juan Samuel's glove. Goff and Spike Owen score. It's 2-1 Expos. RBIs 28 and 29 on the season for DeShields. In the bottom of the 7th, nobody out. Tim Wallach will make it 3-1 Montreal. He loops a single to right field off of Mike Morgan. Dave Martinez scores, and it's 3-1 Expos in the bottom of the 7th. For Wallach, it's his 78th RBI of the season. That was all the action for Mike Morgan tonight. In the top of the 8th, Kirk Gibson sacrifice fly made it 4-2 Montreal. Then with the bases loaded, Steve Fry gets Rick Dempsey to fly out to deep center field to end the Dodgers' threat. In the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, Delino DeShields makes it 5-2 Expos with his 3rd home run of the year, a solo shot to right field off Don Ossie. It's 5-2 Montreal. That's the final score as the Expos snap LA's 5-game winning streak. Chris Nabholz picks up the win. He's now 3-0. He went 7 innings. He gave up 1 run on 1 hit, and he struck out 5. He Here back in the top of the second inning, he strikes out Juan Samuel. Mike Morgan takes the loss. He falls to 10-12. Steve Fry with his 7th save. 5-2 Montreal.
Tonight, Steve Blass and the Pittsburgh Pirates were in the Astrodome to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the top of the first inning, with first and third, Mike Lavalier came through with this single to right field, scoring Barry Bonds and giving the Pirates a quick 1-0 lead. Then, in the top of the third inning, Jay Bell came up and hit this deep drive over the center field fence. For Jay Bell, his 6th home run and 42nd RBI, and the Pirates lead 2-0 in the 8th inning because of this man, Zane Smith, who scattered 7 hits through the first 7 innings, pitching a very nice ball game, no walks and 3 strikeouts. The Pirates brought in Stan Belinda to pitch the 9th inning, and he gave up a pinch hit double to Casey Candell. Craig Biggio came around to score all the way from first base, and the Astros had cut the Pirate lead to 2-1. Bob Patterson then came in to face Franklin Stubbs, and Stubbs promptly singles to right field. Stubbs' 54th RBI of the season. Candell scores easily, and it's a 2-2 tie. The Pirates then called on Bill Landrum to face pinch hitter Greg Wilson, and Wilson, after battling Landrum, comes through with the game-winning hit to right field. Rounding third and scoring is Franklin Stubbs, and the Astros pull out a 3-2 victory, and the Pirates lose another game to the Mets.
Baltimore third base coach Cal Ripken Sr. giving the signs at third as the Orioles are in Milwaukee. In the top of the second inning with 2 outs, Bob Melvin with a single to right field. Sam Horn scores, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. In the top of the 4th, we'll see a nice catch by Jim Gantner for Milwaukee. He makes the great fully extended diving catch on Billy Ripken's liner to second. In the bottom of the 4th, nobody out. The Brewers tie this game up at 1 apiece. B.J. Surhoff at the plate for Milwaukee. It's a sacrifice bunt. John Mitchell will throw the ball over Billy Ripken's head at first base. Robin Yount scores. The game is all tied up at 1. Still in the bottom of the 4th, Greg Brock will make it 2-1 Milwaukee. He hits a sacrifice fly to center field. Dave Parker tagging up from third base, and it's 2-1 Brewers. Greg Vaughn's sacrifice fly made it 3-1 Milwaukee in the bottom of the 4th. In the top of the 5th, Ron Robinson will strike out Sam Horn. Robinson unbeaten in his last 5 outings coming into tonight's action. In the bottom of the 6th, nobody out. Greg Brock makes it 4-1 Milwaukee. He hits a solo home run to right field off of John Mitchell. It's 4-1 Brewers. For Brock, it's his 6th home run of the year, his 45th RBI. The Brewers would take this one by the final score of 4-1. They take the first game of the 3-game series with Baltimore. Ron Robinson getting the complete game. He gets Bob Melvin to fly out to end it. He improves his record to 8-3 with the win. John Mitchell takes the loss. His record is all even at 6. Brewers 4-1 over the Orioles.
In Boston, the Red Sox took on the New York Yankees, and in the bottom of the second inning, Dwight Evans gave the Red Sox a 1-0 lead as he absolutely crushed a solo home run in left field off Yankee starter Chuck Harry. Home run 13, RBI 55 for Evans. Finally, on the top of the third inning, Yankees took back the lead when Randy Velarde connected for a 2-run homer left field off Boston starter Greg Harris. His 3rd home run, RBIs 10 and 11 as Rick Cerone scored a 2-run homer. Yankees led 2-1 in the top of the 3rd. Then the bottom of the 4th, nice play by Jesse Barfield out in right field for the Yankees. Dewey Evans with the ground ball single right field, and Ellis Burks tried to score from second base, but it's thrown out at home plate by Barfield, and play went 9-2. Later in the inning, the Red Sox tied up the game and went ahead on a single and a ground out. In the bottom of the 8th, they put the game away when Luis Rivera connected for a grand slam home run to left field, his first career grand slam, his 7th home run this season, and the Red Sox led 7-2. In the bottom of the 18th, this came off reliever Jeff Robinson. Later on the top of the 9th, a home run by Roberto Kelly made the score 7-3. That was the final. Greg Harris picked up the win and raised the record to 12-5 this season. Back in the top of the 7th, he struck out Kevin Moss looking for his 6th and final strikeout. Chuck Harry got the loss for the Yankees. His record drops to 5-9, and Jeff Gray picked up his 8th save this season. Friday evening in Atlanta, the Braves took on Felix Jose and the St. Louis Cardinals and defeated them by a score of 4-1. What do baseball players do when they're not playing? Well, Lonnie Smith of the Braves shoots sunflower seeds into a Gatorade cup, pretending he's playing basketball. In the bottom of the third inning of this game, with no score, Ernie Witt lifted a fly ball to left field off Cardinals starter Jose De Leon, and Mark Lemke scored on the sac fly, RBI number 7 for Witt, and the Braves led 1-0 in the bottom of the third. In the bottom of the seventh, the Braves increased their lead to 2-0. Andres Thomas with the ground ball single right field. Francisco Cabrera scored as Vince Coleman's throw was off the mark and high. Thomas took second on the throw. RBI 23 for Thomas, 2-0 Braves. Meanwhile, Braves starter John Smoltz pitched a fine game as he allowed 1 run on 7 hits, going 8 in the third, striking out 6, including Vince Coleman for a 6th and final strikeout in the top of the 6th. In the bottom of the 8th inning, the Braves increased their lead when Dave Justice doubled to deep center field, knocking in Ernie Witt and Ron Gant, RBIs 56 and 57 for Justice, and the Braves led 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the top of the 9th inning, the Cardinals finally got on the board. Harry Pendleton with an infield single off reliever Kent Merker's glove. Craig Wilson scored. The Braves won 4-1. Smoltz to win is 12-9. De Leon got the loss. He's 7-14. Merker's fourth save.